Page 4. I go for refuge until enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit. I go for refuge until enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje joda zoge jo namda chanchu pardo dane gyabzo chi dage jinso gebe sonamge dola benjir sanje dubare sho Sanje joda zoge jo namda chanchu pardo dane gyabzo chi dage jinso gebe sonamge dola benjir sanje dubare sho Sanje joda zoge jo namda Tane yapsu shi dage jinso yebe sonamge dola benjir sanje dubare sho Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te sham data gato hyavatad te sham chayo nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Sham Data Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, this morning what did we do? Huh? Step number, which step? Bodhicitta. Which step? The first three done? Okay. Yes. Now we're on step 4. What is step 4? Okay, Sharibama, you. Yes. Okay. Is your group discussion question? Who brought this up? Okay, is there any other questions from other groups? Huh? How many groups are there? 4, 5, 5 groups. Any other questions from other groups? Oscar, no questions. Okay. Okay, yes. Anyone else? Any questions that came during the group discussion which not resolved? Or you're chatting? It's fine. Mhm. Okay, first let me go with this. What's the relationship between the self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude? And then the latencies. Okay, let's quickly Self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered attitude. What is your precise question? Is is the correlation that you're looking for? Self-grasping and self-centered attitude? Self-cherishing? Same, yes. These two are same. Selfishness, self-centered attitude, these two are same. Huh? Between self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. Okay. So basically, we see that the self-grasping ignorance, you know now. Overall, you know what is self-grasping ignorance. Misconception, which misconceives things as objectively real. This is self-grasping ignorance. That you know. Then the next part, self-centered attitude. It is this has the two kinds, the gross and the subtle. The gross one is that which thinks that I am more important than you. That is a gross self-centered attitude. I am more important than you. So this is the very gross, that even the arhats, they abandon this. I'm more important than you. This, even the arhats, they don't have. This is not only gross, it is cognitively erroneous, which means that it is it is very erroneous mind. It is deceptive mind, because that you are not more important than others. Everybody is equal. So even the others, they know that. So that the self-grasping, self-centered attitude, the gross one is, which thinks I am more important than you. That is very gross. The arahats can also remove them. This cognitively erroneous. So this is ignorance, is not the wisdom. Whereas this subtle self-centered attitude arhats have. Why the arhats? Arhats meaning arhats in general. They say those who attain nirvana for themselves. So for them, they still have this self-centered attitude. They don't have self-grasping, but they have the self-centered attitude. They don't have this subtle, gross self-centered attitude. They have this subtle self-centered attitude. This is why they still cannot attain Buddhahood. The arhats, the arhats, there are two kinds: Shravaka arhats and Pratik Buddha arhats. You have to know these labels. Shravaka, 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 Shravaka. Shravaka arhats and Pratyaka Buddha arhats. Pratyaka. Let me repeat it. Pratyaka, Pratyaka Buddha, Buddha. Together, this is one word. Pratyaka Buddha arhats. So there's two arhats there. And then, of course, the Mahayana arhats. Mahayana arhats, they are either bodhisattvas or the Buddhas. But those who seek personal liberation, Shravaka arhats and Pratyeka Buddha arhats, they still have the self-centered attitude, the subtle one, not the gross one, subtle one. So what is that subtle self-centered attitude? And this is what stops them from attaining Buddhahood. And what's wrong with this? This is also self-centered attitude. What's wrong with this? It is not cognitively erroneous. It is not cognitively erroneous. It's fine, but still something is wrong with this. It is cognitively not erroneous. It is not so what it says is that I'm important. Are you important or not? You are important. You're very important. So the subtle self-centered attitude is not the erroneous mind, but it is a problem. It's a problem. What's the problem? The problem is that, let's say that Oscar, Mexico, can you think of a beautiful garden in Mexico? Beautiful garden, park. See, it is not a garden. See, it has a garden. Okay, let's say that a beautiful garden in Mexico City, right? So Oscar is going to take us there. So we all end up in Mexico City there, and Oscar is taking us there. It so happened that it is totally midnight and power cut. for whatever reason, power cut, and it's midnight, totally dark, and you have a tiny mobile torch. You have a tiny mobile torch. You're getting it? You came here to enjoy the garden. You don't come here to enjoy one flower. But this mobile torch can at the most make you see one flower. One flower is not a garden. You getting it? You came here to enjoy the garden, Mexico garden, right? So this light that you have, is it light or it is dark? It is light. This light, the mobile torch, light. But this light, what's the problem with this light? This light is not expansive. It is very narrow. You're getting this light very narrow that allows you to see only one flower, not a whole garden. So the self-centered attitude, the subtle one, it is not erroneous. This light is light. Light is good. Light is the metaphor for wisdom. But what's the problem with this light? Too small. You're getting it? Too small. Likewise, the subtle self-centered attitude, it is not erroneous. It is like a light. It is a valid mind. But the problem is that it's very narrow in its scope. For example, said, who wants happiness? Arhats was, I want happiness. Again, who likes to have food after the many days of hunger? I like to have. Always about I. There's nothing wrong in it, but there's some problem there. What's the problem? It's not only focused on the self. Yes, you are important, but what about others? You don't talk about others. So when the self-centered attitude which feels that you are important, that the self is important, by being oblivious to others. That is the subtle self-centered attitude. Let me repeat it. Self-centered attitude which sees yourself as important by being oblivious to others. Oblivious meaning that the others don't actually come to your mind at all. Who is important? I'm important. Who is important? I'm important. There's always a reference to the self. Is it true or not that you are important? Yes, you are important. But others are equally important. You don't mention others. So which means that your torch is only visible. It makes it to shine only to self. It does not shine to all others. So, like your small torch, it shines only one flower. It does not shine the whole garden. So if you want to enjoy the garden, what should we do? Then we have to request Oscar to let us stay there for another till next morning. Let the sun comes. Sun comes, it shines all the flowers, not only one. That is the Bodhicitta, right? Other cherished mind. Okay, so on the arhats, they still have the subtle self-centered. They don't have the gross self-centered. They don't say that I'm more important than you, but they focus always on I. Because of which is a subtle self-centered attitude. They don't have the gross self-centered attitude. So this subtle self-centered attitude stops them from attaining the Buddhahood. So self-grasping, ignorance, self-centered attitude per se, say self-grasping and the gross self-centered attitude, these two are very closely connected. Self-grasping, ignorance, and the gross self-centered attitude, like what we have, that when somebody says that, no, you're a stupid person, then the anger simply erupts as extreme gross self-centered attitude. That and self-grasping ignorance, these two are very closely connected in ways that the gross self-centered attitude is reinforced by the self-grasping ignorance, and sometimes even the self-grasping ignorance can be reinforced by the gross self-centered attitude. These two can reinforce each other. Yes. Okay. So the Gabor's question is, say, self-centered attitude. Arhats, they still have this subtle one. Now for the Bodhisattvas or the minor practitioners, at what level they remove the self-centered attitude? This question. Okay. The gross self-centered attitude. So when you say removing the self-centered attitude, Remove the mental defilements. There are two ways of removing the mental defilements. For example, like say, where do you keep your shoes? Where do you keep your shoes? Outside on the rack, right? Say the certainly Venerable Kumbhenla gets information from Office of His Holiness Dalai Lama that His Holiness is coming to Tushita, right? So when then we become so busy, right? We do a little bit of clean up, right? Which means all the shoes will go away, not right in front of the door, right? So for that, then the people distribute the work, will remove the, okay, this group will remove the shoes. When you say this group will remove the shoes, the again in the call says, his son is right, they're already here, right? Then no time to remove the shoes. So what you do is that you take a clean sheet and cover it. Cover it and put some flowers on it. From it. So the shoes are not there. Shoes are removed. Shoes are removed from your sight. Right? It looks so nice. Flowers are there, clean sheet. Right? This one way of remove the shoes. But the shoes are not removed. Shoes are still there, hidden. Another way is that, okay, they're actually removed. Actually removed. So removing from the root and suppression. There are two. Removing from the root and removing the, I wouldn't say suppress. Suppress is a very negative word. I would say removal from the root and the removing the manifest forms. Manifest forms. Remove the manifest, meaning that anger, you say, what's your name? Elizabeth, right? Ellie. So Ellie tells me that, Geshe-la, what is this? What did you say? You stupid, right? Okay, so then the Elizabeth, no, I'll not say anything. I said Bodhicitta, right? Right, Bodhicitta. So she keeps her anger dormant. That is non-manifest. Anger is there, but it's non-manifest state. When you say you stupid, and you say you stupid, then it was manifest. Okay, that is manifest. Okay, so what is saying? Huh? So in what context? Very good, very good. Thank you. Okay. So the self-centered attitude, how that can be removed? It can be removed on two ways. One is remove the manifest form and remove the root. Self-centered attitude, the gross one, remove the root. Can happen when you reach the eighth bhumi. Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, path of meditation. Path of meditation, that parasangate is split into 10. Divided into 10, it is known as the 10 grounds. Not only parasamgate, let me be more precise. Gate, gate, paragate. What is the paragate? Path of seeing. Then the parasangate, what is that? Path of meditation. So these two combined together, path of seeing and path of meditation. By the way, there's mention of the 10 bodhisattva grounds or 10 bodhisattva bhumis. Bhumi is a Sanskrit word for ground. 10 bodhisattva grounds. So 10 bodhisattva grounds meaning, say, a bodhisattva who realizes emptiness directly at that point. If you're already a bodhisattva and you see emptiness directly at that point, you already hit the bhumi or the ground, bodhisattva ground. Before that, you're not in the bodhisattva ground. Bodhisattva ground means a bodhisattva who sees emptiness directly. So that we have path of seeing and path of meditation. And what is next? Path of normal learning. So why not path of normal learning? Only the two bodhisattvas, bodhisattva path of seeing, path of meditation, not the bodhisattva path of normal learning. Path of normal learning is Buddha, it's not bodhisattva. You getting it? The pathway, say the first four paths for the bodhisattva, for the minor practitioners, first four paths, they are the bodhisattva path. Then the fifth one is the Buddhas when you attain Buddhahood. So the part number 3, what is 3? Part of seeing, and number 4, part of meditation. These two combine together, then we split to 10. First combine together, split into 10. They are known as 10 bodhisattva grounds. In simple words, to make it simple, to make it very simple, say part of seeing. Part of seeing is always first ground. First bodhisattva ground, to make it very simple. Part of seeing always first ground. Then part of meditation, split into 10. Split into 10. Then we have the first one is first ground. So within first ground there are two. First ground of the path of seeing and first ground of the path of meditation. There are two. You getting it? You get it? You don't get it? You don't get it? Same path of let's put it like this. Say how many years you are in college, undergrad? How many years you are in college? How many years you are in undergrad? For some 3 years, for some 4 years. Let's say that you are in the second year, and your brother is in the high school. Your brother, is he in college? He's not in college. Okay. And so you're in college. So your brother's not in college. He's still in school. Let's say that the next year, your brother's in college? Next year. Unless your brother's naughty. Failed exam. Otherwise, he will be always in college, right? First year. You will be in the third year. You are also in college. You also college? How come? Last time you were higher than him, you were in college and he was in school. So you are now same. You're in college, both of you. But in same way, you're different. What if you're both in college? Different levels. You're getting it? So the first, the path of seeing and the first bhumi path of the path of meditation, both on the first bhumi. Within the first bhumi, there are different levels. You're getting it? Path of seeing is path of seeing is which ground is it? Path of seeing. First ground. And the path of meditation divided then into 10. The first one, what is that? Which ground? First ground. So first ground, there are two levels. First ground of the path of seeing, first ground of the path of meditation. You agree? You got it? It's easy for Oscar because Oscar's mind is more mathematical. Okay, which is seeing emptiness directly. Which is seeing emptiness directly, that's the first ground. To Bodhisattva, there are 10 grounds. But the ground happens not the first one. Gate, no ground. Ground happens from path of seeing. Starting point, yes. Starting point for the ground. For example, college, starting point is when you finish high school. Before you complete high school, college is not started. College starts after high school. Likewise, path of the ground starts after path of preparation. Gate. Second gate. After this, then the ground starts. Starting point. Paragate is the first ground. First ground, there are two. First ground of Paragate. First ground of Parasangate. Parasangate you divide into 10. Parasangate you divide into 10. The first one is also first ground. Paragate is also first ground. Within these two, although both of them the same ground, one ground, first ground, but there's a difference in the level. Like being in college, first year, second year, both are in the same college, but they are two different levels. Good. Yes. Okay. It's a good question. Before the question? No, raise hands. Repeat the question louder. Okay. So what is that level, reaching of which you will not degenerate, anymore, which means you become very stable. You remember? Did I say this or did I not say this? Huh? Okay, anyone else? Terry is, smart. Anyone else? Others may be a little crooked. Although they hurt, they don't want to say that they hurt. If they hurt it, then he'll ask, what? I don't know, right? Okay, anyone? Did I say this in the first place? I did say this. I remember I said it. Yes, Gabor? Gabor, you in NMC 1, 2, NTC 1, 2, 3? No? Where? NMC 2, okay, you exempted. If NMC 1, you in a penalty. Right? NMC 2, okay. NMC 2, okay, no problem. Exempted. NMC 1, Carl? Okay. Okay. NMC 1. Okay. Okay. So the point is that what is that point where your bodhicitta will not degenerate at all? Yes. Say the five paths: gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi, swaha. Five. Or start the first one. What's the first one? Path of accumulation. Within path of accumulation, again, there are three divisions. And three divisions are symbol. Small of the path of accumulation, middle of the path of accumulation, and the great of the path of accumulation. Small, middle, and great of the path of accumulation. So when you reach the middle of the path of accumulation, then your bodhicitta becomes gold like bodhicitta. You remember I said it? Tom, your name? Your name? Tom, you don't remember. So did I say that the gold is very stable and the silver can be oxidized very easily, right? I said it. So Tom is also honest. Oh, okay. So what I'm saying is that the bodhicitta, when you reach the second level of the path of accumulation, the first part, within that there are three levels. What are the three levels? Small, middle, and great. When you reach the middle of the path of accumulation, the first part, middle of the first part, at that point your bodhicitta becomes what is known as gold-like bodhicitta, which means very stable. It will not degenerate anymore. So from there you keep going up. You will never relapse. Yes. No, it's very different. So the small, middle, and the great capable beings, what we are talking here, Bodhisattva path, is already great. Small and middle is very different from what we are talking about, small and great here. Okay, so that small is related to your goal. Goal small, goal middle, and goal big. So whereas here, in all cases, the goal is Buddhahood, the greatest goal, and the small goal is what? I want to have a favorable birth next time. Not about Buddhahood, no nirvana. So my next life should be good, right? So this is small beings. Then next life is okay, but then what about next life? Next life. Nobody can be sure of that. I must. Why the problem? Because that even next life, next life, we're still in samsara. I must exit of samsara so that I don't have to worry about next life. I have to get out of samsara completely. Get out of samsara. Then is the nirvana. That is the bigger goal. The second, the middle. Then somebody says, Nirvana for me, what about my, all the demon sentient beings? They're suffering and I attain Nirvana? What's the point? No, they should not suffer. I'll work for all the beings. For that, I have to attain Buddhahood. May I become Buddha for the benefit. That goal becomes the greatest. So, small, middle, and great. In that sense. Now here, what we discuss about here is the Gade, Paragade is in the context of this. Somebody who already has the goal, the greatest of the goal, that I should become Buddha for the benefit. Within that, then we see that 5 paths. The first one, what is it? Path of accumulation. Within that, there are 3 divisions, small, middle, and great. And when you reach the middle of the path of accumulation, then your Bodhicitta becomes very stable. It is known as gold like Bodhicitta, which is very stable. It will not oxidize easily. It will not oxidize, so your Bodhicitta will never relapse. Okay, now going back to the main question. Your question answered? Yes. The Bodhicitta will forever be with you. Your Bodhicitta, even if you die next life as little boy, little girl, you will see you remove your clothes and give it to the spider. Right? All these things will happen because your Bodhicitta never degenerates. Wherever you take birth is always with you. But we say, coming to samsara, this is not about the Bodhicitta, not Bodhicitta. This is about the nirvana. So for the Bodhisattvas, you attain nirvana when you reach the 8th bhumi. When you reach the 8th bhumi, then you stop coming to samsara, meaning that it's not about coming to samsara. Coming to samsara is also like you stop coming to samsara means now this has no compassion, right? Not feeling compassionate towards the samsara beings. It's not like this. Involuntary birth in samsara stops. But you can still come in samsara to help the beings. For example, Buddha Shakyamuni came. So you stop the involuntary birth in samsara at the level of 8th bhumi. So till that point, the birth within samsara happens due to karmas, it happens. But for the bodhisattvas, when they reach the Gate, Paragate, when they reach the Paragate, which is path of Shriya, Gate, Paragate, what is that path known as? Path of seeing. When you reach the path of seeing, then the bodhisattvas, although they take birth because of the karma, but they can decide where to take birth. They can decide. You getting it? Although that birth is because of the karma, but still they can maneuver their birth. Where they want to take birth, they can decide. Planet Earth or in some other planets, wherever is more beneficial, they will take birth there. That is when you reach the Gade, Paragade level. Right? So, of course. Not awaken. Awaken meaning awaken, partial awakening, full awakening. Arahats, the partially awakened. Full awakened is the Buddhas. So they know that they have compassion. Their compassion is very different. Their body is very different. They're very confident. In helping others, they're very confident. And there are many indications for them. Particularly when they reach the Gade Paragade level, don't worry. Then you already say for example, you Lisa here, right? And then you go to another place, right? You would go to another place with a different dress, you go to another place, but you are very confident, I'm Lisa from Tushita. You're very confident. Although you may take next birth as little girl, little boy, you know that I came from past life, Tushita. You know that. So you are just the same person, very confident. Yeah. Okay. So going back to the The question, self-centered attitude. Okay, when that is gone? Okay, self-centered attitude. The self-grasping ignorance goes away when? It is exterminated when? Self-grasping ignorance, when does it go away? Uh, with the wisdom of emptiness, yes, that is counterpart. But when you have the wisdom of emptiness, it does not guarantee the self-centered attitude, self-grasping ignorance is gone. It's not gone. You're getting it? You have for example, like, say, if you suffer from tuberculosis, then you take the antibiotics. And simply by taking the day one taking antibiotics, will it remove the tuberculosis altogether? No, you have to take it for 6 months. You're getting it? So although the remedy is there, but it doesn't mean that with the remedy, the negativities are gone completely. No. So when is self-grasping ignorance gone? When you attain nirvana. You getting it? Self-grasping ignorance is gone when you attain nirvana or when you become arahat. This is the point. Okay. For the bodhisattvas, when does the self-grasping ignorance go away completely? When there is the eighth bhumi. When there is the eighth bhumi, self-grasping ignorance is gone. They become arahat at that point. When they attain the eighth bhumi. You getting it? So what is our main question? Say it again. Removed. When is self-centered attitude removed? So what we said is that self-centered attitude, there are two kinds, gross and the subtle. First, let's talk about the gross one. Gross one, even the arahats remove. So for the bodhisattvas, gross ones will be removed completely when they reach the eighth bhumi. Now the subtle one is removed in two ways. One is by what? Subtle one is removed either, okay, what is that? The removing the manifest and removing from the root too. The manifest, the text by Arya Maitreya, the text Abhisamaya Alankara, the clear ornament of realizations. That text by the title, the clear ornament of realization, it says that the subtle self-centered attitude for the bodhisattvas, of course for the bodhisattvas, say the manifest form will be removed when? The manifest form will be removed depending on who you are, meaning that what is your level of intelligence. For the extremely intelligent bodhisattvas, when you reach the part of preparation, the self-centered attitude manifest form is removed when you reach the path of preparation. Whereas for the mediocre, average bodhisattvas, intelligence-wise, average, they will remove this self-centered attitude when they reach the path of seeing. Then the less intelligent bodhisattvas, they remove it at the eighth bhumi. Okay, let me repeat it. The bodhisattvas, depending on the intelligence, it's not about which level you have reached. It's about the intelligence. Very intelligent bodhisattvas and mediocre and less intelligent, three. And very intelligent ones, they remove the manifest one. I'm talking about the manifest one. The manifest self-centered attitude removed when there is the ila. Okay, the manifest self-grasping, self-centered attitude. I use this word manifest because of you. You remember? Okay, so manifest self-centered attitude is removed by the bodhisattvas depending on what level of intelligence. The most intelligent ones will remove when you reach the path of preparation. Gate. Second gate. most intelligent ones will remove the manifest self-centered attitude, the manifest, not the root. When you reach self-centered attitude, not gross, not gross. I'm talking about, okay, this is actually the gross one. I already talked about it very briefly. I'm talking the subtle one. Yes, in fact, when the subtle self-centered attitude is manifested, self-centered attitude manifested. So when we say self-centered attitude subsides, means gross and subtle both. So here the subtle. Most intelligent bodhisattvas will remove the manifest self-centered attitude when? Path of preparation. Then the average bodhisattvas will, mediocre one will remove the self-centered attitude when, the manifest one when? Path of seeing. Then the less intelligent ones will remove it when? Path of eighth bhumi of the path of meditation, eighth bhumi. You getting it? This is what we need to know. Okay. Now, what about the removing the self-centered attitude from the root? From the root, it happens only when you become a Buddha. From the root, only when you become Buddha. So for the very intelligent bodhisattvas, when you reach the path of preparation, then the self-centered attitude does not really manifest at all. It doesn't manifest. Although it's not removed from the root, but it never manifests. But for the less intelligent bodhisattvas, even at the path of preparation, still the self-centered attitude can manifest. Right? Yes, over Nick. Okay. Let's say Albert is very intelligent. Physics. So majority of the people who are doing physics now, they may be average. Average within the domain of the physics. And some are less intelligent. Yeah. And then if you really still want to know, then reach that level, then you will know. Practice that, and then at the level of path of preparation, if self-centered attitude doesn't manifest at all, insecurity, you are smart. If it still manifests, you already in path of preparation, still the self-centered attitude manifests. Oh, which means that many lifetimes ago, I was in Tushita. I learned about this. Yes, it still manifests now. I'm already in path of preparation, still self-centered. I'm not too smart. Right? You are the best judge. Okay, done now. Okay, so what Geshe-ma is asking is that in this text there is one specific title known as irreversible signs. Irreversible signs, meaning that the bodhisattvas, when there is a certain point, they get indications to say that they are not going to reverse. Reverse meaning they will not relapse. They will not relapse. But when do the bodhisattvas, the bodhicitta will not relapse? At what point? Vana, the middle of the medium of the path of accumulation. Path of accumulation, path of preparation. Path of accumulation or path of preparation? Which one? Accumulation. Okay. Thank you, Varma. So when you reach that, then you will not relapse. But you don't get the obvious indications. So there are two things where, for example, okay, to make it very simple, that you will not relapse when you reach the middle or the medium or the middle of the path of accumulation. Bodhisattva path of accumulation, you don't relapse. Your bodhisattva will not relapse. But the same, if you're extremely intelligent, then you get the very obvious indications that your bodhisattva is extremely strong when you reach the path of preparation. That is when what can, if your bodhicitta relapse or if it degenerates, what do you think is the factor for bodhicitta to degenerate? Anyone? Can you guess? Exactly, self-centered attitude. When self-centered attitude, then that is the opposite force of the bodhicitta. So when self-centered attitude manifests, then bodhicitta can become shaken. But when self-centered attitude is not there, then bodhicitta becomes extremely firm. You're getting it? Extremely firm. And so when you reach the path of this, the middle of the path of accumulation, your body becomes stable, but at the same time you don't get obvious indications. Obvious indications. For example, let me give an example. Let's say that you move from school to college, right? School to college. Okay, I finished my school and then now I'm joining college. But nobody is celebrating that. You're getting it? Not everyone. Only your two parents will celebrate. You're getting it? They love you so much. Only they will celebrate. Right? Oh, my daughter is completing now high school, now joining college. We are throwing a small tea party. Please join us. They will say, please join us. Whereas if your level is Albert Einstein level, you finish school, you join the college, everybody will throw party. Whole school will throw party, right? They will take pride in your achievement. When he was just in 20s, he wrote I think 2021, he wrote the article on relativity theory. You're getting it? In his just 20s, he wrote that. Then he's the pride of the whole school. So he gets all the accolades from everywhere. You're getting it? So his knowledge will go down, will degenerate, going back to school level. No way. He is so obedient, signs are there that he is brilliant. You're getting it? Likewise, the bodhisattvas, when they reach a certain level, very intelligent bodhisattvas, when they reach the path of preparation, then they get a lot of signs, indications that bodhicitta is extremely stable. Not only it becomes stable, but signs are there to indicate that your bodhicitta is very stable. You interested? What signs? Say the one sign indicated is that their bodies will, what we attract, like the germs, bacteria, so forth, for example, COVID. It attacks, it damages our, lungs and so forth. It will not happen. It will not happen. This will not attack you. Because of part of the bodhicitta, the whole bodily mechanism becomes extremely strong that even the external, the worms, insects, bacteria, viruses, they cannot attack you. Then in the dreams, you have constant dreams of seeing everything like illusion. Constant, not just once or twice. Constant awareness that in the dream, right? How many of you in the dream, right? They say, okay, now I'm dreaming. I should, create a dream of attending the class here, Bodhicitta class, right? Now emptiness. Let me see what he's going to teach next. How many of you did like this, Resents? Did you plan it? You didn't plan it, right? So what I'm saying is, how many plan like this and actually is happening the way you planned? Whereas the bodhisattvas, when they reach that level, they can see everything like dream. In the dream, they see everything like dream, meaning that everything is empty of objective existence. And that too so often, so richly. Okay. So done. Right? Now we have to go back to the step number 4 and 5. So, Sharibam, your question is answered. Good. Peter. Yes. Yes, Peter asked about the latencies. I quickly respond to this. And what exactly is latencies, and then how to get rid of them, right? Latencies per se, they are not wrong, they are not bad. You don't remove them. Latencies per se. Latencies, there are two kinds. Latencies of bodhicittas and latencies of selfishness. Latencies of ignorance and latencies of wisdom. Latencies of wisdom are so precious. Latencies of bodhicitta are so precious. pressures. You're getting it? We don't have to eradicate them. Only the latencies of self-grasping, ignorance, attachment, anger, jealousy, selfishness, these are very harmful. We have to remove them. So what exactly is latencies? It's a potential in a non-manifest form. Say, latency anger means you have the potential to become angry, but you don't see the anger in that person, but this potential there. You provoke it, and that person becomes angry. You know this person has potential for anger. That's the latencies. Good. So how to remove them? So as I said earlier, basically latencies, there are two kinds: very active latencies and inactive latencies. For example, like the active latencies of the afflictions, we remove them when you remove the afflictions. Whereas the inactive latencies, they're like, but Lisa and the Venerable, this was Mangila, two of them discussed yesterday, imprint the inactive latencies, meaning like the burnt seeds. Burnt seeds, they're cognitive obscurations. So these will be eradicated completely when you become Buddha. Okay, any more questions? Yes. Yes. And no, don't just say inactive latencies of the afflictions. Yes. This is a good question. Say when you attain nirvana, when you attain arhatship, you've already eradicated the active seeds, active latencies of the afflictions and afflictive obstacles. They're already removed. But still this subtle inactive latencies are left, which means the smell of the garlic is left there. How to remove them? In what way the Bodhicitta helps to remove them? This question. Did you all follow the question? This question is so important. You getting it? Okay. Okay, let's say that we are all trained to become trained as the civil engineers. We're all trained as civil engineers, right? Okay. And then just be very honest. You were all trained to be civil engineers. And the civil engineers, you can build small bridges, big dams, will take about 20 years to complete. Yes? Right? Okay. How many of you, be very honest, how many of you would be not too keen to think of, being a civil engineer to build a dam which would take like 20 years to complete? Not so interested, because I'll not see the completion of this. Right before that, I'll die. So why should I do something like this? Rather, I'll do something small bridge, which I can see, and I'll sense of accomplishment. But 20 years. So let's say you already in your, let's say 70, let's say, right? And then 70 to 20 means, let's say the dam will take like the biggest dam in the world, take like another 40 years. So you're already 70. Then what? 80, 90, 100, and 110. Right? Will I see this dam coming up? No, why should I waste time like this? Right? Or no, I have to build it. I will build it. Right? How many of you said no, I'm not so interested? Right? How many say yes, of course, that's very exciting, isn't it? Okay. Let's say. So the point is that the say finally, when you don't have this enthusiasm, for example, when you don't have that particularly when the work requires a lot of time and so much of the details, so much work, so much thoughts, investment, and so forth, and your physical hardship and so forth, the more the work, the longer the massive the work, longer the duration. If the enthusiasm is missing, it will not come to completion. You agree? It's very important. So the enthusiasm makes the difference. Say, for example, let's say that the average painter, right? And okay, by the way, we have here the Shundala he paints things so beautifully. Great painter. So let's say average painter is there, and the average painter paints for commercial purposes. Commercial purpose means to make money, right? Paint it, and if one painting takes you like 20 years, is it wise for a commercial painter? No, you will not get anything. Even if you get 1 lakh rupees per one painting, 20 years, 1 lakh, how are we going to survive 20 years? You're getting it? So it's not wise. Okay. So the point is that let's say so with this, do you think that such a painter, a commercial painter, that to an average mediocre painter, skill-wise mediocre, and does a commercial painting, do you think that he or she paints like say 2,000 paintings and will eventually become so good to the extent of the Mona Lisa painting? Do you think it will happen? Who said no? Raise hands. Huh? Why not? How much you paint? Yes, your name? Ayelet, right? Why Ariel? I agree with you. So the best person to describe this is this Chandra. You tell me. Says a commercial painter, and who's the average painter? Average, not a very talented, and he paints thousands of paintings in 20, 30 years, 40 years time. Do you think that one time, then gradually it reach to a level of the Mona Lisa painting? No, listen to me. He's a commercial painter. He has to paint for money. And it's an average painter, skill-wise average. Do you think that he will painting all these thousands will eventually become the level of the Mona Lisa painter? Anyone else? I was expecting amazing answer, but I'm not too happy. Anyone else? Yes. So this is what I told. He is a commercial painter. All these, don't forget these qualifications. These qualifications are the reasons. You're getting it? Are you a painter? No, are you a painter? You have no experience. You're getting it? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I will tell you. Right? I will tell you, I have a disease of perfectionism. I have a disease. People who don't have this disease, they do not know what I'm asking. Most likely, even Chandra doesn't have this perfectionism disease. I have this disease. It's so bad. It's very painful to look at something like even the house structure. Something going to come in this hall. You're getting any structure, you see something. Oh, this is a mistake. This is a mistake. Your mind bogs down. It's so painful. Just look at the paintings. Oh, this is wrong. Look at the sculpture. This is wrong. Look at the house. This is wrong. Look at the steps. This is wrong. Electric wire. This is wrong. Chandeliers. This is wrong. You see everything wrong. You're getting it? So this is the people with the perfectionism disease. I'll tell you. When I was in school, say the Tibetans, they focus so much on handwriting, calligraphy, handwriting. So English, the top people, their handwriting is terrible. English, even the doctors, Doctor's handwriting, they're well known for unreadability, right? So we say this doctor's handwriting. So depends very different. Depends focus so much on the handwriting. So when I was in school, I was so particular with my Tibetan handwriting. And whenever I see somebody's handwriting, I would just see. And one time in my hostel here in the school, when I was just about like 17 or 18 years old, I saw a piece of paper with my name on this in Tibetan handwriting. And the handwriting is so beautiful, Tibetan handwriting. And I was so confident, perhaps this young boy's overconfidence, that in this school, there can be only one person who can write this beautiful handwriting. Only one. Who is that? My teacher. Somebody said you, right? I know somebody saying that and said it. My teacher. Then next to that, nobody can write like this. It's so amazing. It just catches your eyes, right? Then I asked my teacher, is this your handwriting? Did you write my name and on a piece of paper and left it in my room? He said, no. I was so curious. Who is that? You're getting it? So what happened? Then after about like 7-8 years later, so my Tibetan handwriting was very good. Not is, now gone. Now gone. Because now I write so fast. And then all the aesthetics gone. So then it used to be so good. But when I see somebody else's handwriting, again I saw another handwriting, Tibetan handwriting. It just catches my eyes like this, like magic. Wow. What is so unique about this handwriting? I was checking. I was looking at my handwriting, and my handwriting is nice, but it doesn't catch my eyes. It doesn't have that capacity. But the other handwriting, it catches my eyes. It glues my eyes. Just look at it again. Every time I look at it, it glues my eyes. But my handwriting is so good, but it doesn't catch this. It doesn't have this quality to catch. So I was comparing. What's the difference? I don't see any difference. But there's still difference. One handwriting catches my eyes, glues my eyes with wow. Man, good, but doesn't catch my eyes. Then what happened was that the young monks, they continued to ask for handwriting samples from me. Young monks. So I give handwritings. When you give the sample, how do you write commercially? Commercially? You write it commercially very fast? No, you have to do it with utmost care because it's a sample for somebody else to write it. So I wrote it with, naturally it's automatic. Sample means psychologically it should be good. So I wrote with very care, 1 time, 2 time, give 1 sample, 2 sample, 3 sample, 4th sample. Then gradually even my handwriting start to have this quality to attract the eyes. Then I realized that it is the sheer practice with enthusiasm, with joy and enthusiasm to improve. Only then it will reach to such a level of something which attracts the eyes of others. You get it? So because of which, when I meet with people like Bodhicitta, I don't tell her directly, but some other people who are actually to become a professional painters. The first thing that they give me, Kishara, this is my painting. Professional painters, this is my painting. I look at it and I say, this is a problem. Right? This is a problem. Do you see difference? With the hands, one is more fat, another is thin. Do you see difference? Yes. You getting it? So I used to tell them that if you really want to, what for you're doing this painting, is that because of the finally you want to become a commercial painter, or you really want to see your painting shine? If it's a commercial painter, then different story. That's up to you. You can do anything. But if you really want to shine, then the thing is that you have to don't do in rush. Do with enthusiasm, that with the aspiration to really shine. Then every time it'll become better, better, better. Then one day you can reach the level of the Mona Lisa level. You can reach. Only with practice, with the enthusiasm, no hurry. You're getting it? With this, you will reach this. Anything, painting, even spoken, Tibetan, English, anything. So at one point, I was so keen on my English because that was my job. And now I lost interest. Because getting older, my Tibetans are coming in while speaking English. Right? In between. So naturally, Tibetan words come. So now I lost hope. Okay, so better focus on perfectionism of the Bodhicitta wisdom and emptiness. That is something with the age, it never degenerates. It keeps improving if you keep practicing. Whereas with the language or with the physical distraction, no matter how much you do, with the age, it becomes worse, 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 worse. It doesn't become better. But with the Bodhicitta wisdom and emptiness, it keeps becoming better, 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 better. Okay, this is it. Okay, so now the completion. Okay, now the completion of the yes, the Peter's answer is that when the smell of the garlic-like metal stains, metal latencies, inactive seeds of the afflictions, how can they be eradicated? They can be eradicated when we reach the Buddhahood. So which means that Bodhicitta, minor path, Bodhicitta plays an important role. How? Bodhicitta gives you that aspiration, enthusiasm. You're getting it? Enthusiasm, not to make it hurry, commercializing, but to give a quality to that. And then with the wisdom of emptiness, with the Bodhicitta, wisdom of emptiness is like for example, the carving, the sculpture, the carving. What is that? Chisel. You call it chisel, right? It's like that. And the hand, with the enthusiasm, with the perfectionism, then you do it very carefully. With the same chisel, somebody, a rash person, does it, will just disrupt the whole sculpture. Whereas somebody with the meticulous hands, with the enthusiasm for this, then the amazing sculpture can come out. You're getting it? So finally, it is the same wisdom, but with the Bodhicitta motivation, then it will make the wisdom extremely meticulous. So usually one example that I give is that, say, Bodhisattvas, they see emptiness directly. Sharvakas and Pratikbuddhas, they also see emptiness directly. What's the difference? The difference is that Sharvakas and Pratikbuddhas, they wisdom emptiness, direct wisdom emptiness, they cannot eradicate the cognitive obscurations. Bodhisattvas, yes. How? Example that I give is that if you tell me, Kishore, how long have you been in Delhi? I'll say like 15 years. Right? And have you seen Delhi directly? Directly as emptiness. If you see directly, I say yes. You getting it? And is there anybody from Delhi? Anyone else? There, how many years? Since childhood. Okay, let's say this girl, since childhood, more than 15 years. Okay, so you are you are a Delhiite. Okay, so this girl, most likely, that if you ask me, do you see emptiness, not emptiness directly, Delhi directly? Answer is yes. Does this girl see Delhi directly? Yes. And if you get lost in Delhi, Kishila, you said that you know Delhi, you have seen Delhi directly. Please tell me how to get to Tibet House. I have no clue. You can get. So most likely you ask this girl, she'll tell you exactly. Right? Everywhere. I've seen Delhi directly, but I only go from Tibet House and to my place, Tibet House to my place. You getting it? But this is Delhi. I've seen directly, but I have no exposure to the bigger Delhi. Likewise, the Sheravakas breathing Buddha, they see entities directly, but they can easily get lost when you take them from other directions. Bodhisattvas will not lost. Bodhisattvas will see everything from every angle. There's a difference. You're getting it? Oh, you good. Okay, so we stop here. Teta Om Gate Gate Paragati Parasam Atyatam Om Gate Gate Paragati Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata. Three processions together.